everyone, and welcome to another haul video. It is a new month, so it's time to show off some of the things that I got in December. Obviously, it was Christmas, so I got some cool things there. As you can see, I have a whole new backdrop behind me. I got some new shelving, and so I get to show off my crazy hoarding gaming addiction even more than I did before, so that's always a fun thing. But it's kind of still a work in progress, so I won't do like a full overview right now. I think we're still trying to figure out what to do with these amiibo that are going on in the background, and so it's still a work in progress. I won't show it off all right now, but as you can see, I'm very excited about what's going on behind me. Well, I can't really think of anything else, so let's get right into these games, because what's going on behind me isn't enough. I always need to add more and more to it. Okay, so let's just get right into it. GameStop was having a buy 5 get games 50% off deal. So these next 5 were only about $5 or $6 each total. So they all came out to be a really good deal. We'll just start off with the Nintendo 3DS games. I got Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. Now, I am a big fan of the Arkham games. I've never played this portable one, however, so I'm wondering like how many sacrifices were needed to be made in order to do this. It looks like it's maybe like a side scroller of some sort. I don't know anything about it. As you can see, there's some stickers here because that's just the price you pay when you get used games from GameStop, it seems. But let's check out what it looks like inside. Got a little advertisement for a Scribblenauts game in there, and we have our Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. I know a lot of people didn't like Arkham Origins because it was made by a different company and it wasn't as good as the other Arkham games, but I actually found Arkham Origins to be still quite a fun time, so I'm looking forward to this one as well. We got one more Nintendo 3DS game. We have Yokai Watch, and I've always kind of looked at this series from afar. It just kind of seemed like another monster trainer game similar to Pokemon, but maybe like a little bit different. It seems to be more targeted towards a even younger audience than Pokemon. Maybe it seems like more kid-friendly to me. So I'm curious to see what this one's like for $5. It was worth the purchase for me, at least. I know that the series does very well in general in like Japan. It sells a lot of copies, and there are sequels to this as well. So hey, this will be a good opportunity for me to get into the series and see what it's all about. This is what the inside looks like. The game. So that's it for my 3DS games, but we got 3 more Switch games as part of that buy 5, get it 50% off deal, one of which being Oddworld Ape Odyssey New and Tasty. Not sure if this is a remake of a previous Oddworld, hence the game's subtitle. But if you remember, if you have followed this series for a while, we have actually talked about another Oddworld game, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. So I think this is canonically like part of the same universe to some degree, so I'm excited to see what this one is all about. It just seems to be like another character 3D platformer, but where Stranger's Odyssey had some like light platforming 3D elements, it was mostly like a first-person shooter, and this doesn't seem to really have that. It actually seems to be some sort of like a 2D side scroller. So I'm excited to see what this is all about. I enjoyed the first Oddworld game that I played. So this is what the inside looks like. Looks like we have some inside slip art cover. This is what the game looks like. And I think there is only one more Oddworld game on the Switch that I need to get, and that would be Munch's Odyssey, I believe. I might be getting that title wrong. The 4th game of the deal I got was the Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection. This has Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Rogue. I think this is the last Assassin's Creed game, Black Flag, where we started numbering it, and now we just go by a title like Rogue. I don't think like Valhalla is called Assassin's Creed 7 or whatever. We have just dropped that number there. I don't know. I guess you could call me a fan of the Assassin's Creed series. I've always just kind of dabbled in it. If you follow this YouTube channel for a while now, we talked about Assassin's Creed 3, and I liked it okay. I think I give it a 3 out of 5. I hear really good things about Black Flag in particular, though. A lot of people say that's one of the best Assassin's Creed games, so I'm excited to play through both of these, despite their length being pretty large. I don't know, maybe someday I'll have to make time for these two. This is what the inside looks like. Nothing really here, but here's the cartridge. And the 5th game of the deal that I got was Super Bomberman, and my memory of this game was that it was like one of the very first launch games for the Switch. I believe it even dropped at $60 when it first came out, and back then it was like, well, you don't have very many options in terms of games because the Switch is so new and not a lot of third-party publishers are making games for it yet. Obviously now that problem is like the exact opposite. There's too many games to play on the Switch, but back then, you know, I could see someone dropping $60 for this. I paid $6 or $7 for it, so I'm pretty excited about that. I've actually never played a Bomberman game before, but the premise of it actually seems pretty simple. It's basically like, how I understand it at least, you're on a grid and you drop a bomb, and all of the adjacent columns and rows to that bomb get blasted. So you're trying to like blast your enemies without getting blasted yourself. It seems like a fun, more of like a multiplayer focused game. So I'm excited to see what that's all about and what the single player aspect is like. This is what the inside looks like. Looks like we have some controls here, some inside slip art cover. This is what the cartridge looks like. And that's it for the buy 5, get them 50% off. Last month, I ordered a deal. It was similar to the one I just showed you, where it was like buy 5, get them for 50% off, but it was in November, and this game shipped late, and I promised you that it would come in December. So here we have YuGiOh Legacy of the Duelist. I actually was kind of a fan of YuGiOh when it first came out, like a lot of kids. I had the cards and I watched some of the anime. I don't really remember much of the series itself. I remember there was a really strong card, the Blue Eyes White Dragon, that everyone wanted, and I don't really remember much else about that, but I'm excited to look into this one. I am actually kind of becoming more of a fan of these strategic card games that just kind of like have you building decks and thinking how to like best proceed during these card battles. So I'm excited to see what this one is. I've heard actually some pretty good things about this game in particular. So this is what the inside looks like, and we actually, despite this being a used game, we have some YuGiOh cards that came with it. So that's kind of cool. They're like the holographic shiny cards. I don't really know what any of this means, but maybe this game will teach me. This is the inside art, just some more controls for you, similar to Super Bomberman. And this is what the game cartridge looks like. We've actually been really lucky this month in that all of my used games have come with the original art cover and the case. Now, this does mean that I get like the sticky stickers on the back, but that's just something that you got to deal with. So I was at Target, and in the 50% off bin, I found Clubhouse 51 games, and this game normally still retails for 60 bucks. I got it for $20, which I think is actually a pretty good deal for one of these first-party published games. This was actually published by Nintendo themselves. So it was brand new, 20 bucks for a first-party Nintendo game, and at that price, I figured, why not? I wasn't gonna spend $60 on this game when it first came out, but it seems like a fun enough time, especially if you are playing with someone else who like isn't very familiar with video games. You can still play like checkers or chess. It's easy for anyone to pick up and understand if they've ever played a board game before. So it seems like a fun time. I think this will be an interesting casual review because I have 51 games to review in this casual review. So I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, it is new, so we're going to have to open it. This is what the inside looks like. We actually have some fun art. I imagine each one of these icons probably resembles each of the 51 games that are included in it. So I don't know. I'm weirdly like excited to play through this one, even though it is just like 51 basic board games. For some reason, part of me is pretty excited about it. You know, you got like darts and spider solitaire. Looks like Yahtzee. We got checkers, you know, it seems like it'll be a fun time, a nice variety of experiences. Alongside that, after Target, I went to Best Buy and I found Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain. Now, this series originally started on the DS, that's where I tie it to anyway, and it was basically like, you have your DS, but you flip it sideways, so it's like both screens are on each side, like left and right, rather than holding it vertically, and you would use the touchpad to write an answer. So it will give you like a math equation, let's say like 3 + 4, and you would write 7 on the touchpad. And it was actually really innovative at the time, and I remember this game hooking a lot of non-gamers. It was during that Nintendo period of the Wii where like your grandparents were picking up the Wii, so maybe a couple of subset of those non-gamers are picking up a DS, and this is one of the games that was common for them. I remember my little brother actually had the original version of this game. So this game was on sale for only $15, and it is actually pretty new. I think it came out within the like last month even of this recording, so $15 was a good deal. I'm afraid how stupid it's going to make me look because you have to use your brain and think these equations like on the fly, but it should be a good enough time. Plus, Neil Patrick Harris had a commercial advertising this game, so I had to get it. Like I said, it's new. We're gonna have to open this one as well. Here's the inside. Looks like similar to Clubhouse 51 Games, a couple different icons, probably resembling like the puzzles that you have to do, like what weighs more. I remember that one on the DS. The title itself makes me believe this is more like supposed to be like a multiplayer game, like who's smarter between you and your family or friends. So I'm curious to see what it's gonna look like for $15. I don't expect it to be like that big of an experience, but I have fond memories of the DS game, so I'm curious to see what this one's all about. So now we're going to move to the Christmas presents. And first, we have Mega Man 11. Now, if you remember last year, I got Mega Man Zero Collection from my sister-in-law. This game is also from that same sister-in-law, and she might have just started another Mega Man marathon for me, just like I did last year. Maybe I'll have to go through all 11 of the original Mega Man. And even after I go through all of these 11, we still have the whole X series to go through. So there's a ton of Mega Man to be played still. Don't think that we're done just because we went through all of the Mega Man Zero and Mega Man ZX games. Let's open this up because it is brand new. And this is what's on the inside. It looks like an advertisement for the Mega Man Legacy Collection, which I already do own. So that'll give us a good excuse to play through. I think the Legacy, okay, so the Legacy Collection does have all 10. So we can totally do a Mega Man marathon coming up here. I'm actually a really big fan of the original Mega Man series. This is what the cartridge looks like. My little brother and I actually had the collection for the GameCube, in which we played through 1 through 8, I think was on that particular collection. We did it all originally how it was meant to be played, with lives and game overs and everything. Luckily enough though, like now all the original ones have like a rewind feature, and I'm not sure if this one has a rewind feature, but hopefully it's like modernized so it's playable, unlike those really old difficult games. So it might be a while before I get to this one, because obviously I got to play through the first 10 before I do this one. So it'll be a while before you see a casual review about Mega Man 11, but look forward to it. Now, our final 2 games, we have Little Nightmares Complete Edition. If you remember, I believe it was only last month, I showed off Little Nightmares 2, and so now Santa has gifted me the first one. So come next spooked season, we are able to do the 2 Little Nightmares games. Heard some pretty good things about this one as well. It's brand new. Santa doesn't really give used games, so we're going to have to open up this case to see what the inside looks like. Okay, looks like we have a little advertisement for the Bandai Namco store online. Some simple but much appreciated inside cover art. And this is what the cartridge looks like. As you can see, this is the PEGI version, so this means that this is the European version. You can tell by this little rating right here. Luckily, the Switch is region free. I'm not even sure if North America has made a physical cartridge of Little Nightmares, so this might be the only version in English that you can possibly get. And last, but certainly not least, we have Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin, and I am currently in the middle of playing through this one because I was so excited. I could not possibly wait till the next haul video, so I opened it up. I'm about 10, 11 hours into this game at this point, and it's like a turn-based combat game. You obtain these monsters and you can ride on them. Pokemon vibes, but not really. It sets itself apart quite differently from Pokemon in more ways than you would think. So yeah, I actually really like this game. If you have followed this channel for a while, you know that we got the amiibos when they came out, like months and months back. So now I finally get to see those amiibos and the context in which they were made. This is what the inside looks like. Unfortunately, we don't get any inside art, but this is what the cartridge looks like. And that's it. Look forward to this casual review. I have a couple other ones lined up, however, so it might be a month or longer before you see this one. Well, that was it. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about any of the games that I received this month. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season, and I hope you all have an amazing 2022. As for me, I'll talk to you later. Bye!